Judi here, and in today's video we are actually going to be creating a new little area here in Seychelles. So right here we have my house, we go along the stone paths, go along this path, and we have the secret beach. But there's this whole empty space of land with absolutely nothing in it, and I thought we definitely need to put something a little bit more exciting here. Now Spencer actually sent me a video from another YouTuber where they created a forced perspective garden, and I thought this was such a cool idea that I wanted to do my own version of it right here. So everything you need is in my pockets already.
We have a portable record player, floor light, Pink-Camellia Bush, Pink-Camellia Bush, Pink-Camellia Bush, Pink-Camellia Bush, Pine Bonsai Tree, Cherry-Blossom Bonsai, Pine Bonsai Tree, Cherry-Blossom Bonsai, Pine Bonsai Tree, Cherry-Blossom Bonsai, rope fencing, tourist toaster, bamboo doll, Mossy garden rock, Pine Bonsai Tree, Cherry-Blossom Bonsai, and a pagoda.
I will have a list of all of the items I used in the description, so if you do want to recreate an area similar to this, you can go there to look for the items. With that being said, let's get right into the video. So the first thing we're going to have to do is actually dig a giant hole in the ground. So the space I'm digging is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks wide. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks deep. So you should have a 7 by 6 rectangle dug into your ground. So the next step, I'm actually going to go into each corner and just build 1 block of cliff just to make them a little bit smoother, make it look a little bit more natural. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab my ladder and go up 1 level, and I'm actually going to dig a couple of waterfalls. So I'm just going to take the waterscaping permit, I'm going to dig one right here, and then also along the sides. So one right here, I'm going to hop 1 block and then dig another one. Then I'm just going to repeat that on the other side. So one right at the edge of the cliff, and then hop over it and dig another. So next I'm going to create a 3 by 3 square right in between these 2 waterfalls. So this is 1 block, 2 block, 3 blocks, so the water starts again here, and it just creates this little island shape. Once you have your 3 by 3 island in the center here, I'm actually just going to hop over and dig right there just to connect that waterfall to our little mini river. And here I'm actually going to place down a mossy rock, just so it looks like there's like a little cliff on the island. And then I'm just going to finish the river like this. And I'm going to repeat that on this side. Now I'm going to hop over, and I'm actually going to place down some sand on the island here. Now I'm going to place a custom design right in the center, and I will have the maker address for it on the screen. I'm actually going to put down these stones, just so that they look like little stepping stones, and then right behind them I'm actually going to put down a pagoda. Now I'm just going to shift it a little bit more towards the middle. Now right next to it I'm actually going to put down a Cherry-Blossom Bonsai, and on the other side, just to mix things up a little bit, I'm going to use a Pine Bonsai. And this just shows like some of the trees have turned pink, some of them are still green, and I just think it looks a little bit more natural that the trees are alternating. But yeah, this is definitely a really nice little life hack if you are creating forced perspective areas. Use little bonsai trees, like mini trees, and it really does look like we're a giant in some city here. So I wanted the little town here to actually have sort of like mossy cobblestone paths with red fencing. So I did actually go ahead and create my own custom design, and you can actually see a time lapse of that here. If you do want to recreate this design and maybe just adjust something, make something a little bit brighter or different, then here are all of the colors I'm going to be using. And now I'm just going to get right into drawing out the design. So I did play around with sort of creating that mossy effect behind the stones and making things a little bit more 3D, and this is the final design I came up with. I will also have my maker address on the screen if you'd like to download this design. So now I'm just going to hop across the little stream here, and I'm just going to lay down this path going all the way across the area in front of the garden. I really like how the rocks kind of look 3D-ish, like it kind of looks like they're sticking out, and you can sort of see with the lighter green shades the moss growing in between them, so I am quite happy with how the path turned out. So now we just have to do some finishing touches. To cover up the little waterfall streams here, I am actually going to be planting some bushes. So I'm going to put one right there, one right here, and just plant one bush in front of each little waterfall on the sides. So you could build the forced perspective one layer down like I just did, but if you really want to get a really nice sort of film graining effect, you're going to want to dig down 3 layers. So I'm going to grab my cliff construction permit, and I'm going to dig down even further. Now you still are going to want to have 2 layers of cliff at the back here, so 1, 2, but the rest of this can all go. So if you don't have space, you technically could build the cliff one down like I did earlier, but if you do have the room to keep digging down, then I really do recommend going from the 3rd layer of your town to the 1st, because it is going to give you a lot more depth of field in your design. So I'm just going to do the exact same thing I did earlier. I'm going to climb up here and I'm going to dig the waterfalls. So we're going to do one here, and then along the edges, one here, hop, one here, and repeat on the other side, one here, hop, and then we're just gonna rebuild the area. Now if you want, you could place some more little mini trees right here, just to emphasize the fact that you're looking down, but you really can't see it from the top, so what I like to do instead is actually go up 1 level, so I'm going to go up to the 2nd layer of cliff, and I'm actually going to put a little record player here, just so that there's some music playing. So I'm going to put that down, and I'm actually going to put it onto King KK, so it sort of has the right vibe for the area. And as you can see, I am turning the record player so that the little flap is facing the cliff. That way it stays a little bit more hidden and you don't see it. Now I'm just going to go back in with my waterscaping tool, and I'm going to finish up the waterfalls here. Now you are pretty much done with everything that's going to go down at the bottom of the hole. The last thing I'm going to do, just to kind of emphasize the idea that this area is far away, is I'm going to place some more little mini trees around the area here. So I'm going to start off with one pine bonsai tree, and I'm just going to put these here kind of randomly, but a little bit more towards the front. If you put them on this very back layer here, you really can't see them. So I am going to put a cherry blossom tree here, but but I'm gonna put them like half a block apart. Do you see that? Like they're not like this. They're just like a little bit spaced apart. It's just gonna look a little bit more natural. Now I'm gonna place another pine bonsai tree right on the edge of the cliff here. And I am gonna move it a little bit this way, just so that I'm able to fit in a waterfall right here. And on this side, I'm gonna put down a cherry blossom tree. I'm not gonna put down a tree behind the pagoda just because you're really not gonna be able to see it, so there's not really a point. Then right here, I'm gonna place down one more pine bonsai tree. And as you can see, I am alternating between the tree colors just to keep it a little bit colorful. So there's that one. And then one more cherry blossom tree on the edge here. Now I am actually going to twist these around because I do think that the bark looks quite pretty. So I am going to turn all of these and then we should be good. So here you have the basic forced perspective design. Now I just realized you really can't see the path I created. So to fix that, if you do want more area visible, all you have to do is just move the cliffs back a little bit. And really, like, you can customize this to fit however you want the layout to be. You know, you can make it bigger, you can make it smaller, you can make more visible, less visible. Like, this is definitely a design that you can have a lot of fun with. So I'm just going to push the cliffs back further, then I'm going to climb down, and I'm going to move the grass further in as well. I am still going to leave these corners rounded off just because I do think it looks a bit nicer, and it kind of helps lead your eye into the image. And now I'm going to climb back up here and finish up the deck here. So on the edges here, I am actually going to be placing down some bamboo dolls just to kind of help frame the area. And also they do glow at night, so it does create a nice little atmospheric sort of glow. And I'm just going to do the same thing on this side just to keep things nice and symmetrical and also to frame the area, because I do really like to do that with all my designs, and I know I say it all the time, but I think it is very important to sort of create frames if you make an area just to make it seem even more grand. Now I'm just going to go in with some rope fencing, and I'm just going to build that going all the way along our pathway here. So I'm going to have a couple of fences, and then I'm actually going to put down a telescope just so that you can actually look out over the area, kind of like an observation deck. And then I'm just going to continue the fencing going all the way down to the other side. Now if you really want things symmetrical, you could place another telescope here. But I actually like, since the whole design is symmetrical, I thought it would be nice to put one here, and it also sort of follows the rule of thirds, where it kind of divides the space, creating this little interruption between the symmetry that makes it look a bit more realistic. But there you go, that is your completed little forced perspective garden. And I actually really like the way it turned out, and you can see that the path is actually much easier to see now. And honestly, if you wanted to make some more city in front of it, all you would have to do is just keep moving this a little bit more forward. So there's really not a set in stone way in designing a garden. It's just sort of whatever you feel right, what vibe you want for your town. So here we have the completed little forced perspective garden. I am really happy with the way it turned out. I think it looks pretty cool. We do have this nice little observation deck going in front of it, and we do have some bamboo dolls. So like my other tutorials, I am going to come back at sunset and nighttime just to show you what it looks like at different times of the day. Alright, so here we are at sunset, and this is what I was trying to explain earlier with the depth of field. You can see that the game automatically gives it this really nice looking blur and this like hazy film grain effect, which makes it look even further away and just even better, because you can see this is in focus, but that back there is so blurred, and it just looks very good, very realistic. So I am just gonna walk around it for a second here just to kind of let you see it. The one block waterfalls look so big here, like they look like giant waterfalls, and they're actually so tiny. It's kind of funny how it's an illusion on your mind. So now I'm going to go again, and I will see you all one more time at nighttime to show you what the area looks like when all the lights are on. Here's a little life hack. If you want to take a photo of an area from a different angle, you can actually place down a mailbox and take a picture while opening it right before it opens up. You can actually get these really cool pictures with these side angles outside. So that's a really nice little life hack if you want to get some different camera angles outside. Alright, here we have the area one more time. This time it's actually at nighttime. So as you can see, there are some lights glowing, and I really like also, like, when you look at normal perspective, how you can sort of see the moon at the top. It kind of feels like you're way, way, way at the top of some mountain looking down over a village. Like, I don't know, I really like it. I am very, very happy with the way it turned out, so yeah. I do think I might add some more floids in the future. I'd really like to get one that highlights the pagoda itself. I think that would look so cool if the whole thing was glowing. I haven't been able to fit one in there yet, but I might try and experiment around with the design a bit. That's kind of the thing with Animal Crossing, like sometimes if you're feeling stuck, all you have to do is just let yourself experiment, try some new things, and don't be afraid, you can always fix it. That being said, I really do hope that this video helped you, maybe it gave you some inspiration, maybe you just understand forced perspectives better. In any event, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye everybody!